Hello friends, welcome back to another video with me. My name is Cotton Candy Doll. If you're new here, welcome, welcome all. Hi, this is a shifting video. You guys might hear a little bit of noise in the background, but not that much. I just opened a window to try to make the more light. It's actually revealing a lot of dark spots on my face. I don't like it too much, yeah. So I tried to do Frodo's party on Saturday, and it was an epic fail, guys. When I say fail, like the wall, my wall like crumbled. I did record the video though. However, it was a terrible video, so I deleted it because it wasn't, you couldn't really hear me speak. It was very choppy. There was just too many things wrong with the video, so I decided not to do it on Twitch. Instead, I'll do Frodo's party. In my next video, I'll do Frodo's party, and I'll basically do like a live. Frodo is 6 months now, so I mean, I waited kind of a long time to do his party. I was trying to plan it to do it online. I probably should have just had his party without trying to do it online, but I wanted to kind of share it with you guys because I wanted us to be like connected in that way, like especially. So it didn't work. The video was a disaster. I mean, I'm gonna have to rebuild my wall. Right. Yeah, it looks so bad. Anyway, so I'll probably do the party again. I might do Sunday this time, but I'm definitely gonna do live. So I'll let you guys know like what I'll do is I'll put up the live. I'll put up like the premiere, like the ad for my premiere. I'll put that up like a day in advance. Just that way people who want to join the video they can join. Sorry, I got a little bit tongue tied. I'm still kind of tongue tied there. I'm pretty tired today. I needed to get back at Hawk. You guys remember last time I was trying to come up with the plan and I came up with the perfect plan to get back at him. And I'm not gonna give you guys any spoilers. I hope I didn't give any spoilers away in my thumbnail. When I try to do my thumbnails, I usually just leave you guys with like a clue. I try not to I try not to do too much like foretelling, but you guys can probably guess what happened already. So I went there to spend my time with Toshinori. I shifted back there, but I had the idea that I wouldn't spend my entire time with Toshinori because I need to get back with him. I didn't want to wait till it was time for me to spend my time with him because Hawks will figure it out. Okay, he will figure out something. And so I went to Toshinori's house. I went inside. He had breakfast ready for me. It was like it was in the olden days. We just talked. Toshinori put his hand on mine. I put my hand on his. Then we made out a little bit, and then he was like, had candy dot, and like he pulled me across the table. I didn't see it coming. I thought for sure like because the stuff in the middle of the table, like my little mouse dishes that he got for me, the really pretty cute ones. I thought for sure that he was gonna knock those like over as he was like pulling me across the table. But he did it in such a way to where I didn't even touch them. Like they were like in perfect shape and I ended up on his lap. So then he was like filling up on me and he went like under my shirt. And then he goes, Cotton Candy Dog, I missed you so much. I'm like, I missed you too. So like hugging him and he's like digging into me and I'm digging into him and it's just great at the breakfast table, yes. So we had our time there and then we had our time. You guys know what happened. Okay, he like broke the chair that it was sitting in because like it was like constantly like it was so great. So like afterwards he's like we're sitting down on the couch and he's like um do you want to stay the night or and I'm like yeah I'm gonna stay here for a while but I need to go back soon. I was hoping I could see Frodo today and Toshinori is like whatever you want, of course you can see him. I'll call him. I'll call over I'll call Hawks over and he could bring Frodo and we could hang out with Frodo for a little bit. So I got excited about the idea with that because me and Toshinori have never actually really hung out with Frodo ourselves before. Plus, Frodo's a little bit older, so now he's at the age where um, Frodo's at the age now where we can kind of understand a little bit more. He can't speak yet, but we know what he wants. You can kind of tell. So Hawks brings Frodo over, and Frodo's hanging out with us. And I decided to do another taste test for him, like put him in the chair. And this time I tried like yogurt. I tried like pudding. I just tried like I'm trying to see what Frodo can actually eat other than his meat diet, just so he can have something normal to eat when he gets older. Because I am thinking about his future. Ooh, sorry, my voice did my voice did a weird little thing there. So Frodo does not like yogurt. I thought for sure he would love it because he likes, he likes the meat and it has, I don't know. It doesn't taste like yogurt. It doesn't have the same taste, but I don't know why I thought my baby would like anything I gave him. He didn't like any of that stuff. He just like, I put it in his mouth. He kind of like did this, and I tried to put it back in his mouth, and it was just. I'm like, okay, so Frodo doesn't like that. And Toshinori goes, well, he goes, I think it's time for Frodo's nap. And I'm like, yeah, me too. So he put Frodo down in his room, and so I'm out there with Toshinori. And Toshinori is like just over the moon. I know he's happy it's me and Frodo here with him. So he goes and he sits back down on his couch again, and he's like, "You want to watch a movie?" I'm like, "Sure." He goes, "What do you want to watch?" I'm like, "Why don't you choose the movie for us so we can watch it?" He goes, "Great idea." So Toshinori's picking out the movie, and I'm like, "I'm gonna go in your room really quick," and he goes, "What do you need out of my room?" And I was like, "Well, I think I left something last time. I just want to go get it. I just want to go get it." So Toshinori was like, "Okay, just go, go get whatever you're getting." So I go in his room. I look inside of. I immediately run to make a beeline for his closet, and I go open up his chest and I take out. I find the darts in there, and I take those and I put them in my pocket because I don't need his gun. I can just honestly, if I want to, I could just walk up to Ox and just like kind of stab his leg with it, and he'll like go unconscious or get really tired. I want him to comprehend what's happening to him as it's happening, so I can say, "I did that to you. I want you to know." Anyway, so I put him in my pocket. Toshinori knows I can't stay the entire time. And I know that Frodo is getting picked up by his godfather. So I have no problem with that. So Cox doesn't expect to get a visit from me, but he will be getting one. So like, oh, you probably heard that was a little sound. So the night moves along, and I'm laid up with Toshinori, and we're cuddling. We're starting to fall asleep a little bit on the couch. It's getting later. It's around like 8 o'clock, and there's a knocking on the door, and of course you know who it is. So then we go and we get Frodo real quick. Frodo was tired. He slept from like 4 to like 8 o'clock. I'm gonna say he slept the whole time until Endeavor got there. So I'm guessing that that's his sleep schedule now. He just sleeps for about 4 hours, and they said that usually when he sleeps, he'll let him sleep. Don't wake him up. Don't because Frodo can have people in the room with him now, which I'm really happy about. By the way, so Endeavor grabs him. He's like, "Everything's okay." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Did you try food with him again?" I'm like, "No." I just lied. And then Toshinori like kind of looks at me. He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Nothing." So then, which is fine, but I don't want Endeavor thinking like I'm trying to torture this kid because I'm not. He's my kid. I'm not trying to torture him. So like Endeavor is like, "I want to talk to Toshinori alone. Can you go and strap Frodo in?" And I go, "Sure, I'll strap him in." So I go out to I'm holding him, I'm holding on to Frodo for dear life. Like I'm holding on to him like he's gonna fly away or like he's gonna float away. Because I have been like so scared ever since that Frodo was just gonna like float away from me or fly away from me. and I don't want him not to be able to come back, or like suddenly like he floats out of my hands and goes over to where the enemy is and they grab him. I know that probably won't happen, but he has my quirk now. So him and Toshinori, they're having a conversation, and I'm holding on to Frodo. Then I get to the car, I'm putting him in the car, and I put the straps on a little bit tight. So then Endeavor and him finally come out, and he's like, Endeavor's like, well, Cotton Candy, that when you come back, I want to talk to you. And I'm like, can you talk to me now? And he's like, no. There's not really enough time. I want to get Frodo home, get him back in bed. I go, but he just slept for 4 hours. And Endeavor's like, the doctor says Frodo needs to sleep until he's awake. He's not alert and awake right now. He's still sleepy. He goes, also, he walks up to where he is in the car seat and he like pulls on the straps. He's like, why are they so tight? I go, so that Frodo won't just fly away. He goes, Frodo's not going to get away from us. And he like loosens them up. And I'm just like, just please keep your windows rolled up or something. And I mean, I don't want him to get out in some kind of way. Endeavor's like, he'll be fine. Well, we'll see you next time, okay? I'm like, sure. So he gets in the car. They drive off. Toshinori comes up behind me and he's like, where were we? I'm like, so Toshinori? He's like, yeah. I'm like, he's like, let's go lay down for a little bit. We don't have to go to bed. Let's just go lay on the bed. You guys know we're not gonna just lay on the bed, and I can't let him mess me up because my mind is gonna melt. I won't be able to remember my plan to get Hawks back, and I need to get him back. And I did take 2 darts, guys. I don't need 2 for Hawks. I technically only need 1 because there is something I want to do to him. So, Toshinori takes my hand and he's leading me to the room, and he's like, he's grinning from ear to ear, and I'm like smiling too, but I have a mischievous smirk, like a creepy one. So we get to his room, and he like throws me on the bed, and he pounces on me, and I'm putting my hand in my pocket to grab the tranquilizer dart, the one that I got from his chest. Oh, it's just the ones he used to haunt me with. We played that game, that terrible game out in his backyard. Anyway, so I'm reaching in my pocket, and he's like, "What's the what you got there?" I'm like, "Nothing." He's like, "Doesn't feel like nothing." He's putting his hand here, and he's trying to like feel what's in my hand. So then, like, I'm like, "Okay." I take it out and I just stab his arm. He goes, He goes, "What the cotton candy doll? What did you do?" And I'm like, "Sorry, my love." And he like falls over on the bed. So he falls over on the bed, and I'm like, "Okay, well, I need to get the Hawks, but first." But Yoshinori is so vulnerable just laying here like this. I can't just leave him be. I have to do something about that, He's so vulnerable and stuff, and I have to, of course, I have to take advantage of his vulnerability, right? So I just strip off all his clothes. So I just leave him laying there naked, and I have a good idea to make his love milk come all out over him. That way he can be like covered in it. But Toshinori is not gonna like come really fast. That's gonna be he's not the same as Hawksuki. Toshinori is gonna take a long time because he's a very sensual person, and he's very they're so different. It's gonna be massive when it is, okay? So I mean that would be pretty satisfying, honestly. I considered skipping out on Hawks and just going back later. But I just don't know when I'm gonna get a chance to do this again because Hawks is always like 2 steps ahead of me. So I have no choice but to just, go to him and do this. Is my camera blurry? I hope not. So it's late enough and Toshinori is like fast asleep from the tranquilizer dart. I didn't remember how many hours, I think it was like 2 or 3. But I had long left this house and I was at Hawks. So I climbed into Hawks' window. He's sleeping, he's snoring. I hear him. And I walk over to where he's sleeping and I take the dart out and I stab him in his neck. He jumps up immediately and he like holds his neck, and then the dart falls down. He goes, so he like falls over. He's laying like flat on his face. his stomach and his chest and everything's down, and his head is like this, and he's like, "Who's there? What's happening?" And I go, "What do you think's happening?" He's like, "Cotton candy doll." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Don't do this." I'm like, "Don't do what, Keiko?" He goes, "Yeah." So I said it so low, I wasn't even sure he heard me. But Hawks for sure, like, I know he knows, like, I mean business. So then I take off his pants first, take his boxers off, I take off his shirt so he's like completely naked on his stomach. And then I start to take off my stuff. I put on his clothes. So I put on his hoodie, his pants. Not his underwear though. I didn't want to do that. I have my own, but I brought an extra pair. And I put the extra pair that I got on Hawks and I put my dress on him. So Hawks is wearing a fluffy white Lolita dress. And it has a ribbon that you tie. So then I turned him over and like Hawks's body went numb. His body was like kind of numb. And so then I raise up his dress and I start playing with him and I start rubbing him, because he's like rock hard. I don't know why he's so hard. I don't know if it's just from looking at me or I don't know if it's smelling me. And he's like, "Cotton candy doll, I can't believe you're doing this." I go, "Why are you still awake? You're supposed to actually be knocked out because this knocked out." I'm like, "Why did Toshinori's knock him out, and why did yours not?" I'm like, "How are you still conscious?" He surprised me because he said I took an anti I don't know what it was, something anti that like counteracts whatever I gave him. And he said, when you're done with me, he said, "I swear." He's like, "When you're done with me, I swear I'm coming after you." And I go, "How are you gonna come after me? You don't even know where I live." He goes, "I know where you live. I have a key." And I'm like, "So you don't know where I live?" Because he doesn't know I'm not from that reality. I think Toshinori figured it out, but he doesn't know that. He thinks he's gonna go to my house and find me. You're not gonna find me in my house because I'm not gonna go there. Period. So I'm playing with him, and I'm playing with his balls, and I get him all hard, and I know that the volcano is gonna shoot out milk soon, and so like I aim it because it's long and it's long and like hard. I try to like bend it a little bit, but I'm really gentle because I don't want to hurt him. If I start hurting him in any way or if it feels uncomfortable, it's gonna turn him off. Period. Also, like I don't want to. I'm not trying to hurt him in any way. I'm just trying to like I am torturing him in a pleasurable way. But he deserved this, right? I mean, look what he did. He had my missing underwear the whole time because of Toshinori. That wasn't his fault. It was Toshinori's fault because he gave it to him. But he didn't. He wouldn't let me like take it back. He acted like I was trying to steal something from him, like it was mine to begin with. So how's that silly? Anyway, so I'm rubbing on him and yeah, his cock and everything, and I like pull it back toward him. And he goes, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Cotton candy." I'm like, "Yeah, I love you." And I'm like, "I love you too." And then like his milk, like his love milk, like shot up in the air. And it came down all over him. It came down all on his face. It came down on the dress. And so what I did was I left it so that like it's like I left his cock and his balls and everything kind of hanging halfway out. That way it could still drip all over him, all on his underwear and his legs and on his dress. Then he was just covered in his own juices. And then before I left, I kissed him on the forehead, like, and he did like this to like try to move away. And then he's like, give me a kiss. I'm like, no. He goes, come on, give me a kiss. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna give you a kiss because I feel like, And he's like, you feel like what? And he like starts moving a little bit. I'm like, okay, well, it's time for me to go. I call my guy next shift out. So Toshinori for sure is gonna be like mad at me for drugging him with his own drink. He also fell asleep. I did not know there was an anti-drug you can take to defend against that. Also, how did Hawks know I was gonna do that? Maybe he takes it every night just in case because he knows the type of person I am. Maybe. Also, Toshinori was so vulnerable. I really wanted to do the same thing to him, but I knew if I went back to Toshinori's house, he would no longer be asleep. He'd be awake, and then he would torture me. So when I go back the next time, I plan to go to the school. I'm going to go to the school, and I'm hoping that they're having a meeting or they're all in their class. Regardless, they can't attack me because I'll be at the school. Yes, I do have an apartment. Yes, Frodo will be coming over, but at the same time, I can choose when those days are, and I can choose who I'm around. So maybe I'll have like some extra kids come to my house if I do that. Like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like they're not going to try to get me back because he should just take that one for the team. I mean, seriously, he should totally have taken it for the team. Like, I made him my bitch. I made him my bitch. So when I go back, I'm just going to beg for my life. And everything will be all right. Right? I hope so. But was I going to talk to you guys out? Oh, I entered the Reach for the Stars Jam Jam. That was so backwards, guys. For the game jam, I entered the Reach for the Stars game jam, but the thing is, I entered too late. It was like 11 days until the contest, so my game is unfinished. I think I want to present it to you guys just so that I could have something to show for all the work I did. I'm actually still working on it. I want to release it. It's a dating sim, and it's about getting hearts. It's going to have a marriage system included. I might even add voices. If I had voices, it's going to take a lot longer. I know I definitely want to do something interesting and different with the game, but I'll show you guys what I have so far. And then you guys can tell me the rest of your ideas. But I don't know if I want to do it as an advertisement or if I want to do it as, I don't know. And I might want to sell it later, but it's not going to be expensive at all because it's an RPG Maker game. So the most I'll probably charge is like $5. But there's going to be so much dialogue. There's going to be so much interaction with the environment. There's going to be so many different designs. I'm going to add different characters. You'll be able to, like I said, there will be a marriage system, and you will be able to like have children. I'm not really sure if I want people to be able to have more than one, but I need to figure out what I can do with this engine because I'm really liking it right now. I kind of downed it at first, but they fixed all the bugs in it now, so it feels like I can actually work with things. I don't know if I'm ready to go back to those tutorials again, but I am ready to show off the game that I'm working on, at least. You guys can let me know how it is. So I'll release the date for Frodo's Party 2. I'll do that soon. And it'll be the day before. I'm thinking it might be on Sunday. I might do it on Sunday morning, like I did with Frodo's Party on Saturday morning. I'll do all the same stuff I did then. I had something to show you guys, but I'll just show you guys in the next video when we do Frodo's Party. Yeah, and I'll make it live so that you guys can attend as well, so that way you guys can like be there with me celebrating. I wasn't able to do karaoke with Twitch because I guess they don't allow it. They if there's like music or anything, they would cut it out. But I don't know how YouTube feels about that. Like I don't know if I can do that on here. I wanted to do that for Frodo's Party, like do like karaoke, but I don't know the copyright laws and stuff on here. I'm gonna figure some things out and then I'll decide like what I can do. Because I was gonna do that for entertainment purposes for Frodo's Party, but that completely failed, guys. So I'm sorry I took so long to make another video and let you guys know. I was pretty upset. But yeah, so, oh, so you guys, what should I do when I go back? Should I just take whatever is going to happen to me? I have no idea what's going to happen to me. Uh, Obviously, Toshinori's mad, and definitely Hawks is like, for sure, he's plotting like how he's going to get back at me. I might have to like, I don't know, I might just apologize. I might say I'm sorry. You know, maybe they'll like forgive me and be like, okay. But I already know it's not going to be like that, especially Toshinori. Like, especially Hawks, who they're definitely going to like try to get me back. I just don't know like what the plan is going to be to get me back. I don't think it's going to be like last time, where Toshinori was hiding and then Hawks came, and Toshinori was hiding and then he came in the room, and I think that was probably a one-time thing. I don't think that's going to happen again, because you never know like what can happen. Anyway, if you guys like watching this, if you guys like this video, then give the video a like, and if you hated it, then um don't forget to hit the notification. That way you're notified when other videos like this one become available. Ding! And I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.